Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design.
Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
However big, however small, let me be part of it all.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to use the microphone just so everybody can hear. Obviously not accustomed to them. And we're also recording this so that we can go ahead and play it again for people who were not able to make it here tonight. Our original kickoff date was our snow day, and unfortunately we had to cancel, and we had updates from the county and updates from DOT, and they were going to be here and they were going to give the updates. Unfortunately, you just have me today giving you the updates. I do have updates, but I wanted to go ahead and let you know that because of the rescheduling, they could not be here. They had meetings for tonight. And so I'm going to go ahead and start off the night with welcoming you. Thank you for being here. Quite honestly, this is a really great turnout. Pleased to see you all. We have business leaders. We have citizens who have lived here a very long time. We have school personnel, a little bit of everything. We even have my new neighbors, relatively new neighbors. So it's nice to see you all. I want to go ahead and introduce our city council members for those of you who have never met them and don't know what they look like. I want to go ahead and make sure when you leave here today you know what they look like. Our longest standing member is Linda Pilgrim, who is right back here. And then our next longest standing is Erica Miles, who is right over here. And then the next two came on at the recent election, and we have Rachel Davis and Maxine McClanahan. Our doors are open. If you guys ever have questions, call us. We'll have a conversation with you. That's one of the really great things about this council is they're willing to talk with you and sit down and answer any kind of questions you have or listen to your ideas. We're all about ideas. I'm going to go ahead and get on with the information I wanted to share with you. Some you may know, some you may not. And I'm going to go through it pretty quickly. If you have any questions, please give me a call up at City Hall. I'd be happy to talk to you and share more information. This is a consolidated view of what is going on. For the LAS sewer plant expansion, we are going into phase 2. We were granted a $2.4 million loan for the expansion. We're working together with Precision Planning, and the project is out for bid right now. The original due date for bids was February 11th, but we had an overwhelming response from interested companies and questions that we have extended that to February 18th. Bids will be opened on February 19th at the municipal building at 5 p.m. Everybody's welcome to come if you like. Recommendations will be brought to council on February 27th at the work session, and council is scheduled to vote to award the project on March 13th at the council meeting. The actual construction has been given a 450-day timeline to be completed, with closeout of the project taking place in August of 2026, a very short estimated 18 months from now, which is great because we have businesses waiting for the sewer. The DOT roundabout. No booze? Okay, good. I'm a fan of it. I hate to say that, but I am. I believe that it's going to work. Something has to be better than what we have right now. There has been some movement on the utilities, and additional utilities will also be moved that are part of the construction contract. Summit Construction has been awarded the project and been given the notice to proceed on February 6, 2025. That was 5 days ago. They're behind. Pre-construction conference with the contractor will be on February 19th, and I will be a part of that, along with an engineer for the city. The next steps will be the Summit Construction will be put out a construction schedule, and the anticipated completion date is estimated, and I have to put in estimated, at April of 2027. I asked the project manager today, I said, what is the plan? Because everybody's like, how are they possibly going to do this? And they said what they do is they start on the outside creating the roundabout, and then they work their way in. So they're going to be creating outside avenues for progressing traffic while the regular traffic goes in the cross formation. And then once that's done, they redirect, and then they start moving on the inside out. So that is the plan. After the meeting that I'll be attending on the 19th, I probably will have more information, and we'll make sure we keep you all up to date, okay, on what's going on. We are anticipating issues for school buses, traffic, all of the above, and as soon as we have information, we'll make sure that everybody else does too. The Grove Park, the county brought over all of their boards so everybody can see the pictures of what's going on. For your information, the softball fields have artificial turf. The amphitheater will accommodate up to 4,500 people. The pavilion that they're building can be rented out for events. They have had a little extra blasting on the rock, and the anticipated completion date, they won't advertise yet. They don't want to disappoint anybody, which I understand. I asked them if they had any new special information. Nobody else has yet. And it's good and bad news. The bad news is traffic may be a little tough, but the good news is at Guthrie Cemetery, the light that has been long anticipated will be up this month. So that's great news for our students, our school personnel, the emergency personnel who are at the fire station. It's something that we've needed, and DOT obviously jumped on it because nothing happens that fast with DOT. So that's going to be happening. Okay? Something that's going on in Walnut Grove, and hopefully you've been feeling it just a little bit, change is happening. I have go to my office every day, and I walk by this original wood plank wall that was part of a stagecoach stop. It's the original timber. And I sit here and I talk to citizens sometimes, and some citizens are like, we don't want any change. We don't want anything to be different. It's not good. You don't realize it, but change happens whether you're ready for it or not. It would be better for us to be prepared and work in advance rather than reacting. And that is where we're coming from as a council. And that's why you're here tonight. I don't know if you were listening to the music on your way in, but it's from The Greatest Showman. And it's about a dream and sharing visions. And when we ran for election, we talked about how we're better together. And we still feel that way. It's important that we not only have vision, but that we listen to what your visions are and what your dreams are. We're in a very unique position. Our city is going to be growing based on how much sewer we have. We can decide what we want as a community in our city, where we want things to be, what kind of businesses we need, working together with landowners to make sure that the city of Walnut Grove keeps a little bit of that hometown feel that everybody likes, but at the same time offers those restaurants and those things for our children to do, and places for adults to go and be with other adults, green spaces. We need to worry about these things, and now is the time to do it. If we don't do it now, we're going to be like many other cities that are caught with their pants down, and all of a sudden change has been happening, and they had no say in it, other than, yeah, you can come in, you can come in. If we have a plan, then we can determine what our future is going to be. If you want to know how to go ahead and predict the future, you need to go ahead and create it. And that's what we're here for. And we're glad you came tonight. I want to go ahead and introduce our folks who we are working with in the city. We have brought on Marilyn Hall from Hall Consulting and Bobby Sills from a different consulting team, but they're a team. They're going to be working with us tonight to tell us a little bit about Envision Walnut Grove, what the workshops are going to be like, what you can anticipate, and we'll just go from there. And I'll turn it over to you. Again, if you have any questions, please call City Hall or come by. Just stop by. We're always willing to talk, okay? Thanks for coming tonight, guys. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Mayor. It's a pleasure to be here in Walnut Grove. I live up in Watkinsville. It's really pretty close to here. This whole area has seen a lot of change and growth in Walton County and Oconee County where I live and all over the region. And I'm very excited to work here and help you all develop a vision for your community. And my goal tonight is to introduce you to the project, or not the project, the process, and get us started. So, I hope that you have all completed the kickoff questionnaire. It's different than the online survey because it'll be helpful. Hopefully it's tickled your brains a little bit to help us with the activity at the end of my presentation. If you have any questions during my presentation, go ahead and raise your hand, and we'll be able to take them. I think there's going to be time. So tonight, we're going to talk about the context of change very briefly and what's going on in Walton County. The mayor has already presented some of the things that are happening and in the works right now. We'll talk about a little bit about the population change and expected growth. We'll talk about some of the development proposals in Walnut Grove that have, am I not loud enough?
We're streaming this.
Okay. It wasn't on. Okay, it's on now. All right, so we'll talk about what is in Envision Walnut Grove, and we'll talk about the opportunities for engagement, and also, I think I can put it back on here now. Also, I was going to turn it off and turn it back on, so it doesn't, never mind. We'll talk about the schedule, and then we'll do what's called a SWOT interactive activity. Many of you have probably already done a SWOT. We'll talk about what that is in a few minutes. But right now we're going to talk about the context of change, what's happened recently over the last decade in Walton County. I can't talk about Walnut Grove because I work with like census data, and your town is so small that they keep those things kind of anonymous and private, so it's hard to know exactly what's going on with the population growth in Walnut Grove. And for our purposes, it might be more important to talk about Walton County, because Walton County is exploding. This chart up here, I hope you all can see it. I know you can't read it, so I'll tell you what it says. On the left, it's Walton County. In the middle, it's metropolitan Atlanta. On the far right is Georgia. And this is annual average population growth from 2010 to 2020. Both Walton County and the metropolitan Atlanta area have grown by more than 1.5% per year since in the last decade, which may not seem like a lot, but it's a lot because it's like compounding interest in the bank. And if you look at the state of Georgia, this particular area of Georgia is growing much, much faster than the state as a whole. What just happened? There we go. This is a map created by the Atlanta Regional Commission. Let me get my cheat sheet out. What it is change per square mile density to 2050. You'll notice we are here, Walnut Grove, on the far right, the eastern side. You'll notice that there's a pattern of growth to the northeast of metropolitan Georgia. metropolitan Atlanta, I'm sorry. And this is, like I said, the growth in population density per square mile in 2050. Between now and 2050, the dark green areas, the density will become more dense in population than they are now. The darker green are more dense than the lighter green, and the white is roughly the same. So you see 575 up Cherokee County. It's following the interstates. Down in, the only thing that's not northeast is Coweta County, but again, that's I-85. They're seeing a lot of growth in Peachtree City, and access to the airport has been important for them. Walnut Grove is not an interstate, but I'm zooming in on Walnut Grove anyway. Walnut Grove, the growth that the Atlanta Regional Commission is projecting for Walton County, it's the highest growth area in Walton County, and the rural area in Walnut County. Walnut Grove straddles that area. So you guys are in kind of a unique balance spot that's hard to plan for. You're experiencing a lot of pressure coming in from Gwinnett County. Did you guys know that 23% of the people who work in Walton County work in Gwinnett County? And 20% of those people, 20% of the workers in Walton County work in Walton County. So you have more people going to Gwinnett than working here, which kind of makes sense. But Gwinnett is a much bigger employer than Atlanta, Fulton County, DeKalb County, which is interesting, which kind of explains this growth pattern up 81, moving up towards Gwinnett County. This is also from the Atlanta, hold on. Do you guys know who the Atlanta Regional Commission is? They are the organization that does all the plans, the city plans, land use plans, transportation plans, all the stuff that impacts the future of all the counties in the metropolitan area, including Walton County. And this is a map, the Unified Growth Policy Map. I'm just going to read this, what it is to you, that'll help you understand what's happening. Again, we have Walnut Grove straddling an area called developing suburbs and rural. You guys are right there. It says, to accommodate the region's anticipated growth in a sustainable way, the region must plan for different types of development than it has seen in recent decades. This map describes predominant land use patterns throughout the region and reflects specific uses of land in employment and residential areas. Using this information, transportation investments, things like roundabouts, transportation investments are planned to complement this land use to support significant corridors and regional centers. The regional policies promote economic competitiveness, increased accessibility, and enhanced mobility. The reason I'm sharing this with you is because the Atlanta Regional Commission controls money, they control plans, they create a lot of the local plans for the region, and they have Walnut Grove straddling a developing suburb area and a rural area. And this is what you guys need to be ready for. Developing suburbs and rural. You know, I do a lot of planning in small towns. I know where your hearts are. But you've got this developing suburban stuff coming. It's kind of already here. What do you want to do with that? Also, I wanted to share with you this Walton County housing study. This was done by the R&R consultant advisor coach people, prepared for the Walton County Development Authority a little over a year ago. This shows a population projection for Walton County. Right now, we're at about 105,000 people in the county. By 2050, they're expecting 163,000, according to these people. That is a 70% growth in this county of the number of people that are expected to be here. So the county's planning for it. ARC is planning for it. And then another thing I noticed in this report, it's demographic trends, the age of the householder. Did you guys know that the first time in U.S. history, the number of residents aged 65 and older will surpass those aged 18 and younger with 1/5 of the total population reaching the retirement age of 65. But in 2021, a whole third of the householders in Walton County were already 65 or older. So Walton County is aging. It's not necessarily aging faster, we all age at the same rate, right? But that means a lot of the people coming into Walton County are older adults, retirees, or people nearing that age. Just something to think about as you think about change that's coming to Walton County. And probably Walnut Grove. So I don't live in Walnut Grove. I went to see what was going on, drive by places that have just been popping up all over the county. You guys know the Enclave. It's just up the road on 138. It has about 120 homes now. I just counted them in the picture. And there's a whole bunch of new ones on the way. They're on Zillow. And they're about 350 to 400,000 right now. They'll probably go up. You got the park at the Grove. These are all just things that are happening right now. You guys know about this, right? We've heard a great description of it. Softball fields, amphitheater, a splash pad. That'll be fun. Those are fun. Watch kids do that. A teen center, walking trails, a skate park, big playground. That's just phase one. Phase two is the soccer fields, tennis courts, and all that. I kind of really like tennis. I think they should put the tennis courts first. But anyway, this is coming. This is going to be a regional draw. This is going to make that roundabout busier and make the town busier. Something to think about. We already heard about the new roundabout. It's a multi-lane roundabout. And I saw online that demolition work is set to start in early 2025. Has that started already? With the removal of the Walnut Grove Sheriff's Precinct? Has that happened yet? Has it started? Yeah, it's kind of sad. But buildings are going to be coming down for big change. There's also a slew of proposed developments that are waiting for sewer. The mayor alluded to these. I've got them all on the same map. It's up on here. It's also on that board in the back, which you may have noticed as you came in. The total proposed new developments just on Walnut Grove Parkway, 100 new residential units when you add them all together, and 130,000 square feet of new retail and commercial. And then also to the south, there's a new residential subdivision that's proposed, but that's not on Walnut Grove Parkway. And what you see on this map up here, the colored areas, those are character areas. This is the character area map from your current comprehensive plan. A comprehensive plan is a blueprint to guide decisions that the city council makes. They should use this comprehensive plan. Whether or not they do now, I don't know. They probably do. One of the purposes of this whole exercise is to bring community voices into that comprehensive plan. It'll be updated in a couple years, and they will be drawing from the Envision Walnut Grove efforts when creating that plan. So what you say tonight and the next workshops and in the survey will feed into this comprehensive plan, just so you know. And it's a 20-year, like I said, it's a 20-year plan to guide growth. And these colored areas on the map are called character areas. And a character area, I feel like it's hard to explain, but when you're in a downtown area of a nice city, like when you're in downtown, I don't know, I hope you guys like Monroe. I like Monroe. You're standing in downtown Monroe. You could be anywhere in downtown Monroe and be looking at a residential property. You still know you're in downtown Monroe because it has a character of downtown. When you're in a suburban character area, pretty much wherever you are, even if there's a non-residential development right in front of you, you still kind of have the feeling that you're in a suburban area. So that's what a character area is. And Walnut Grove has the red area is highway commercial, the yellow is residential, and the brown area that encompasses the Walnut Grove Parkway, that's a mixed use area. Okay, So I shared all this stuff with you. You all are really already aware that there's a bunch of stuff going on in Walnut County. I'm just reiterating that. There's a lot going on. And I put that up there to explain why we're here. Why did you invite me and Bobby here to help you? Oops. With all the change that's happening, I think the battery might be dying, I'm not sure. It's blinking. But anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. The visioning process that we're going to be doing as part of Envision Walnut Grove will set the direction for the town. You can think of the vision as, I have this in my notes, it's better than my guidepost, the town's North Star, guiding every plan and action that the town takes, avoiding kind of the fragmentation that can happen in towns, and keep decisions on course. It also should help balance short-term and long-term goals. A vision can facilitate a blend of immediate action with long-term planning. And also with a shared vision, you can unite resources, streamline efforts, and reduce conflicts. Again, working towards a common goal. And then hopefully, the vision will inspire and motivate y'all to stay involved in your community government, stay involved, hold the fire to the council, make sure they follow the vision, make sure they follow the goals. And then obviously the vision guides decision making, and it should enhance the resilience of the town. And what that means is that as change comes along, the vision provides stability and ensures Walnut Grove's core values remain intact as the county grows. So by developing a vision for the county, for the city, you can build a Walnut Grove that's not just ready for change, but thrives because of the change. So that's why. What is it? All right. It is a process with a commitment to community involvement, public involvement. That's why we're here. That's why the mayor was giddy when she saw how many folks were in this room. You were, I saw you, giddy. So the more people that are involved in planning and developing the vision, the more people will understand why the council makes the decisions that they do and understand that those decisions are based on a vision. As part of this, we're going to identify values that unify Walnut Grove, and some examples could be family-centered living, sustainability, economic growth. I don't know, what you all are going to tell us later. We'll do some creative problem solving. We'll explore challenges and opportunities and figure out how the community can grow and change in alignment with the vision. And then finally, we're also going to develop a vision statement. And a vision statement is a clear and concise statement that articulates the community's shared desires, the desired future in one vision statement. And finally, there'll be an action plan that includes goals and strategies to achieve the vision. They'll be very broad in nature. We haven't been hired to put together a master plan. This isn't the comprehensive plan. These are broad strategies, kind of guiding principles that'll help you reach your vision. I already talked about the comprehensive plan. This should be, in fact, I've already talked to your regional commission. They're going to use Envision, this process, as like a chapter in their comp plan that they'll probably create for you guys unless we do it, we'll see. And if it includes this work, this vision, all the detailed strategies, the work program in the comprehensive plan will help nudge the town towards the vision, towards the goal, towards the end of what y'all are looking for. So, the engagement opportunities, unfortunately, we got snowed out for the first one. The second one is today. Well, actually, the first one was today. You know, the kickoff was a bonus. We just were going to throw that in to help rally y'all. So the first one is today, and it's a land use workshop. We're going to talk about strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats for Walnut Grove. The second one is visual preferences, and this is a really, really fun one. It's more engaging. You won't hear me talking as much. You'll be working in groups around these tables. After looking at pictures and illustrations of different types of land uses, what they look like, what they're designed like, how many floors there are, whether it's kind of looks like an old-timey downtown or a brand new, shiny, I don't know, modern aesthetic. And you get to vote on what your favorites are on the different types of land uses. And that'll help your council review plans or hire someone to do proper, detailed design guidelines. And then after that, we're going to put maps on these tables, and y'all are going to do an exercise using the maps, showing where you want these land uses. And that will help you develop a character area, the preliminary character areas that we're going to be helping you guys design. Now, even those are part of the comprehensive plan. We are doing that as part of this process, as a preliminary step towards the comp plan. The final workshop is the final workshop. To be honest, I don't know what we're going to do then. I'll know when we get after the visual preference. It'll include a lot of sharing what we've learned and a lot of collecting feedback and listening on our part. And then a final product will be presented to the council. And I think we have 1 or 2 council meetings that I'll be coming down and providing a summary probably of what we learned here tonight. And it'll be kind of interactive with the council as well in work sessions. Come to those too. There's also a website. I know a bunch of people have already been to it. There are fewer people that have taken the survey that are in this room though. Y'all need to take the survey, okay? To get to the survey, you go to envision-walnut-grove.com, or you point your phone at this QR code, and it'll take you there. Also on the postcards at front, the QR code is there. Take the survey, okay? Give it to your neighbors. Take a postcard and take it to your church. Take it to your place of business. Take it to your HOA meeting. I won't say drop it in your neighbor's mailbox because that's illegal. I'll leave it at that. The website has a list of the workshops that you already saw, a little bit more detail on what is in there. It has a contact form. The contact form comes to me, okay? So if you have a comment that you want to share with a consultant and not the city council, that's the place to do it. I do other plans, and sometimes people like to tell me things about things, and I enjoy it, so go ahead and send me some comments. And they can be anonymous. That's my point. They're anonymous. Okay. The presentation that is up here has been shared on the website. Also, this Walton County housing study is on there. A lot more data and charts and really interesting fun facts in this study that's worth a look if you're interested in what might be happening in Walnut County. Wouldn't that be fun? Walton County, in Walton County, and also the current comprehensive plan is on the website also under the Documents tab. Which brings us to the SWOT. Before we jump into the SWOT, did everybody fill out this questionnaire? That's okay. If you did, at the end of the meeting, I'd like you to leave them here because we will collect them. If you haven't, take a look and at least read the questions, because this is designed to tickle your brain to get you ready for the SWOT. Who has done a SWOT before? Okay, good. This will be fun. Not many. All right. A SWOT is an exercise. It's called SWOT, but it's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And the way it works is that we go one by one. We start with the strengths, and these are internal strengths, things within the boundaries of Walnut Grove that are strengths, like what really makes it tick, what are the most important parts. And, for example, what do you like most about Walnut Grove, which is why that's on that sheet. The second one are weaknesses, and again, these are internal things. What's missing? What, is there things that you would want to change? Those would be their internal weaknesses. And then you've got opportunities and threats, which are external, okay? Opportunities are things that are coming from the outside to the town. Threats are things that are coming from the outside to the town. Okay, sometimes they're the same. Opportunity and threats can be the same. And in the end, if we have time, we might talk about this, but behind the scenes, I'll go through and do this exercise. We match the threats and the opportunities to the weaknesses and strengths. For example, if there's a threat coming in, maybe there's an internal strength of Walnut Grove to attack that threat, or defend yourselves against that threat. It's a pretty good exercise. So, this is interactive. I'm going to start by asking questions. Oh. I had it all set up that it would scroll up and ask the questions one at a time, but that's okay. Strengths. What are the strengths of Walnut Grove? And if you can't think of a strength exactly, you could answer the question, what do you love most about Walnut Grove? What's your favorite place in Walnut Grove? And Bobby here is going to be my scribe, and he's going to write down the strengths. And there's 4 boards, one for each of the SWOT items, and we're going to start with strengths. So, the school. Woo-hoo. The library. We have to go slow. I told him he has to write neatly, which means we have to go slowly. Churches. Okay. What else? Businesses. The council. The city park. The people. People, neighbors, community, small town feel, quiet. I heard just peace and quiet. Slower pace of life. That's what you said. Yeah, good. Family friendly. Y'all are quiet over here. What's a strength in Walnut Grove? Its potential. All right. Okay. Potential, location. All right, that's rare. So that's a real big strength. Did you catch that, Bobby? Strength between the city and the county and the school system. Yeah. What else? I could be more challenging and ask specific questions too. Yeah. What is it about the library that makes it a strength? Are you Dana? Round of applause for Dana. Yay.
I can tell you, it's a gathering place for people in our community. It's a place because it's a key part of our community. And it's very active. Face to face.
You said our area was being infiltrated with older people, and I feel like the library brings the youth. It's like your stay-at-home moms, your groups, your summer programs. It's the youth.
Okay, thanks. I'm glad this is being recorded because then Bobby can take deep breaths and relax a little bit. We can come back and watch the recording. Yeah, yeah. That's great. What else was listed as, I'm thinking of the buildings that were listed up front. The school, I guess. Business. What makes the businesses a strength? So businesses that have been in the community a long time. Okay, so you value these businesses that have been in town forever. Okay, we've got employers of the business. Okay. Do you have a home-based bakery? We have one near where I am, so that's good, yeah. What else is a strength here? We missing anything? I think it's cool there's so many people here. I think community involvement is one that I might add. So, but I'm not gonna because nobody else said it. Community involvement. All right. Just community involvement. There's a lot of people here. It's fun to come to small towns because the meetings are bigger, even though the town is smaller. It's neat. All right. Sometimes we go to places and nobody... Yeah. Charity groups. Okay. Their strength. What makes them a strength? Mm-hmm. They raise money, blood drive. So they contribute to the community. Excellent. All right, we're going to go to weaknesses, and what's fun about Walnut Grove, I can tell already, is that, well, I go to other places, and nobody has any strengths, they just complain. So you guys can complain all you want, now's a good chance. But also the contact is part on the email, on the website. That's a good spot too. All right, we're going to go to weaknesses. What are issues within Walnut Grove that are weaknesses? Infrastructure. There's no post office. He said there's no post office. You said what, Loganville address? Yeah.
more diverse. We need
Okay, so I'm hearing a wider variety of restaurant choices. What was that? Without fast food. Okay. No medical, no bank. No grocery store. Where do you guys go for medical care? Monroe. Mm-hmm. Where do you get your groceries? Yeah. All right, limited size. You can see how the strengths and weaknesses kind of go together. Sidewalks. Because it's a strength that you have a small town feel and a weakness that you don't have stuff. So balancing that is part of this visioning process. Right, the two major roads going through are run by the state. Mm-hmm.
So that's control over the roads?
GDOT. Yeah. One of the questions on here is if you could change 3 things about Walnut Grove, what would they be? That could address weaknesses. Anything that hasn't already been addressed that you guys might have written down or at least thought about? Yeah, do you currently have too many storage facilities? Okay, so that might be more of an external thing, right? They're coming, maybe. Okay, let's go ahead and set up opportunities. If you had a strength that you didn't get a chance to say, we're still taking strengths. And as that being said, we're still going to take weaknesses, but we're going to move on to opportunities. Opportunities would be things coming from outside. You know, some people might think it's a huge opportunity that Walton County is growing in population, or there's more retirees coming, or I'm making this up. It's probably not true, but I don't know. What's an opportunity coming to Walnut Grove? Okay. All right. She said the new jail is going to bring in employment opportunities that'll help bring in younger folks. Mm-hmm. Okay. That big park that the pictures are of back there are going to bring people in to help support the businesses. We have the opportunity to be less of a crossroads community, just a place where people drive through.
Well, because we have no downtown, we will be hopefully building something, and the businesses we have the opportunity to decide, do we want to be a community that's like a destination community for outside people, or do we want to bring the people in here who live that are going to support?
Oh, okay.
Old shops,
Okay, I'm not sure. So would the new developments be for the people that live in Walnut Grove, or would it be a destination for people, or both? Both. Right, right.
For tourism and for existing and new residents.
Great. So,
We're here for that vision.
right. Perfect. Aging population provides the opportunity for a 55-plus community. Okay, new developments will provide opportunities for residents to create small businesses. Did I get that right? Okay. Right. I want to shop at one. Excellent, excellent. Anybody over here want to add to the? Y'all are just listening. All right, well, don't be shy. You can, or just send me an email.
I paraphrase a lot, so if I misunderstand you, please correct me. This comment works. That's why I write it down, so.
Right. There's an opportunity for youth activities at the schools and at the parks. All right. Yeah, it might work. Ma'am. Did you get that, Bobby? So parks and will bring in people for travel ball, which provides an opportunity for providing a hotel. Okay.
The hotel's the opportunity because of the park.
Because of the park, right. VRBO, is that what you said? Like Airbnb stuff, yeah. I think one of the developments has an Airbnb, not an Airbnb, a B&B in it as a possible development in there. Any other opportunities? As we'll move on to threats. Question for threats up there says, what are outside forces that may negatively affect Walnut Grove? What about Gwinnett County as a threat to Walnut Grove? Population exploding. Did I hear more over here? So the impacts of all this growth, lots and lots of crime, dense subdivisions. Right. Well, it depends on how big the houses are. So in a couple years or within a year, the county is going to be starting their comprehensive plan. Y'all should go to that. Okay? What Monroe's plan is to focus their density downtown so they can have a thriving downtown and some moderate-sized neighborhoods around it so more people can fit. Is that a threat? I don't mean you're gonna, is that a threat? No, it's a threat. Sir, nightclubs, the potential of nightclubs. I'm gonna just, what issues are with nightclubs that we would call threats? Just crime. Pardon me? Drivers, drunk drivers, okay. Okay. What are the threats? We've got potential nightclubs, increased taxes, crime, larger subdivisions in the county, Loganville. Okay. Population impacting the schools. Okay. Okay, so conflicts between right. I do. Right. I do. So there's the conflict between the traditional rural land uses, chickens and goats, noisy things that sometimes smell a little bit when you're right next to them. Normal. Pardon me? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right, right. Right. Okay. Right, right. Or focus them in certain spots and protect the homestead and the rural areas. Right. Right. Okay. So increasing traffic, we already got that. More law enforcement. So would that be a weakness? There's no local law enforcement? Is that something I should put as a weakness? Okay. Okay. You mean the quality of buildings? Okay.
See a lot of apartments are built that way, a lot of the townhomes are built that way. And they're not gonna look nice over a long period of time. Not gonna hold up.
Okay, we are putting under threat quality of, what's he going to put? Let's see what he puts. New development. Quality of new development. And you're talking about building structure, building materials, that type of thing. Okay. Parking. I guess so. Parking. It's not enough parking? Or there's not enough parking for the new proposed developments? Is there, so, was the if the church parking lot doesn't have any cars in it, maybe the church could make a little money by selling parking spots. No? No? It's not the way it works? I don't know. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Location is a strength. It's already a strength up here, but I think the strength in the context that there are a lot of other places near, a lot of things nearby. You do have a grocery store in Monroe you could go to. There are activities nearby, but not necessarily in the city. Is that what I'm hearing? So you're located near a bunch of stuff. Okay.
Within 10 miles of 4 different directions of shopping, food, restaurants, medical, just about everything. We're less than 10 miles from Loganville, Monroe, Concord, and Helen.
Okay. Yeah. Location. That's good. Bobby's making more space.
Right? So we can keep Walnut Grove small and homey and have that community feeling without Publix and Lowe's and is that okay?
Right.
Like a little Mexican joint and a small Ace Hardware. We don't have to have Publix because we have four that we can get to.
That's a really good point. You got a Home Depot not far. Including large grocery stores like a Super Kroger. Okay. The market study. All right, so we've got a lot of strengths here. Location, there's a lot of potential. Communicating really well with the county. And again, y'all should go to the county meetings, the county comprehensive plan, because they're going to be talking about all this stuff too, okay? Like, maybe there shouldn't be big subdivisions of small houses right around Walnut Grove. If you don't want it, just go there. And the more you go and the noisier you are, the more likely it'll be in the plan, just letting you know. Yeah. Strengths, got businesses that have been here a very long time, small businesses. We didn't write down that they're under threat. Are they under threat? The roundabout's taken some of those out, right? Yeah, yeah. Home-based businesses, that's cool. Community involvement, there's lots of people here. Charity groups. I think charity groups goes back to the small town feel, the family-friendly, neighbor, helping neighbor. Schools, library, church, business, council, the park, a lot of strengths. Weaknesses, need more parking for growth. Infrastructure, that's roads, traffic, the sewer. We didn't put sewer on here, but infrastructure covers that. Speeding vehicles, limited options in restaurants. There's no bank, no medical, no grocery, limited city size, lack of sidewalks. It says it's a weakness. Some folks think that's a strength, and that's cool. We're going to balance that. Lack of employment opportunities. Put that on here. And then we got our opportunities. We got a new park coming. Opportunity to mold development that's coming for tourism or for existing residents, or both somehow. New development to spur new businesses locally. That's for what you mentioned about if you want to start a business. It's easier if there's places to do that. The school provides activities as well as the park. The roundabout is an opportunity if it helps with traffic. And then new population could bring in hotels, which, you know, when your in-laws are visiting, they won't have to stay at your house. You can stay at the hotel. Yeah.
I've been in Walnut Grove about 4 years, and we love it as a small town. But when you start to put it up on a board like that, and you think hotel, tourist desk, all of that other stuff, it's like, one, we don't have that much land here, but two, we're within 8 miles of anything we want. We're 8 miles from Logan Mill, we're 8 miles from Monroe, we're 10 miles from Covington and Conyers. When you start bringing in that kind of stuff, it's going to get ugly. You talk about a hotel, the closest hotel we have is in Logan. And Loganville's big. They don't have hotels. But you can't, in my opinion, you can't build a town from scratch architecturally that's going to be a tourist destination. You know, the town that we need here should serve the people that live here. Get rid of, the biggest thing for me is for semis. You know, one third lane. It's like riding down a jet train on dead animals. But we should concentrate on opportunities for us here with how all of a sudden we just got all this growth. And Gwinnett County will grow. And we don't want those people here in Walnut Grove.
Okay, what I'm hearing from you and some other folks is that when new development comes, because it's going to come, there are landowners here that are going to develop, the businesses should be small and support and be the customer base should be local. Okay. Right.
Super high standards on what the building's got to be, that means it's very expensive to develop it, which means you're going to rent it to somebody, you have to charge a lot to get money. And so, I mean, boutiques, it's going to have more time paying $4,000 a month for a 1,000 square foot building, you know, to make that kind of money, because you have to be cost. That's the whole point. And if you're a business, you get to make a living out of it. So I think that's some counterbalance on what the standards are set at.
Right. Right, rents have to be affordable for the new businesses to thrive in those new developments. All right, so I'm hearing there's an opportunity with this new development coming to design it in such a way that it's kind of low impact to the community around it, but still serves the community around it. And you can landscaping, setbacks. There's a variety of ways to do that. That's what I'm hearing. Walnut Grove Parkway is a huge strength, and it's an opportunity for sure. Yeah. So one of the things that we're going to do during this process is figure out how we want the area to feel when you're there. And that would be like an aesthetic or a character of it. Do you want it to be like Old Town Monroe or more modern, or we'll figure that out at the next workshop. In addition to what kind of, like, should there be housing there in addition? Like an old time downtown has housing and businesses together. And that goes to the concept of the businesses serving the local residents. I mean, the local residents could walk there if they live there. So just something to think about. We can work on that next time we're here. And this was supposed to go till 7:30. We're almost done. She said the city needs to get with the Department of Transportation to slow traffic down. So is that just the state roads, or is it local roads too? State roads. State roads. But the city and county roads are better than the state roads. Okay. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. We're fixing to wrap this up. Does anybody have any strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, or threats that we missed? I heard there was an article in the AJC yesterday about your city council. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. I'm going to go home and check it out. Yeah, I have been told that one of the goals of the council is transparency. So they mean that. They said it to me, and that's why there's that form up on the website. You can just talk to me. They're open. She said that earlier, but it's true. All right, so next steps. It's pretty easy. Take the survey. Take the survey. Have your neighbors take it. It's like beating a drum here, right? We've only had 20 responses. There's way more than 20 people in this room. Take the survey, okay? And then come to the visual preference workshop on March 11th. Watch the agendas for the city council because we will be presenting for them. Kind of a summary. The website will have a summary of this workshop and a draft mock-up on how strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities and threats can play together to solve or to help solve some of the issues that we've heard about, and we're going to develop a vision. And right now, I've learned a lot about what you feel is important in Walnut Grove, what you value. You've written it down, or we've written it down, the small town feel, the people, the family-oriented businesses, family-oriented events and vibe, family-oriented vibe, no nightclubs kind of thing. And that's part of the values that you hold here, and that'll be part of your vision statement. So I'm going to stay here until everybody leaves. If you want to talk to me, some of you folks have been really quiet. If you're shy, I'm here if you want to talk to me after this, and I think the city council will be here to listen if you have more to say. Mayor, did you want to say any words?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank you guys again. I honestly was worried that nobody would come. So the
I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we